Good Friday morning of the 18th week. Again, we're staying with Matthew, okay? 16th chapter. Boy, that's a potent chapter. Jesus said to his disciples, whoever, this is a powerful line because he's not promising you a paradise. He's promising Good Friday. That's interesting. Christianity is not a shortcut to paradise. Christianity is a call to Calvary. Jesus said to his disciples, whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. For whoever, this is really a powerful line, and it is so true. Whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Yeah. What profit would there be for one to gain the whole world and forfeit his life? What can one give in exchange for his life? For the Son of Man will come with his angels in his Father's glory, and then he will repay each according to his conduct. Amen. I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until the Son of Man, until they see the Son of Man coming in the kingdom. It seems predicting the end of the world, but actually, from what I can tell here in this text, the resurrection, his resurrection. I may be wrong, but I think that's what it is. It's a tricky text, okay? But I love that line, whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. I told you this story before. I know I have. I tend to repeat myself too much, way too much, but whatever. Got to do what I have to do. When I was stationed in Louisville, we did the retreats, okay? We had this film called "This Solitude Through Which We Go As I." We showed it to high school kids. It was a powerful, this sentence, whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. I believe if it's not a text at the end, it's a text that I used because I was acutely aware of the pursuit of self-interest is what leads to horror. In the end, to the loneliness that bequeaths horror. And that this loneliness through which we go as I is really a testimony to the suffering and the loneliness of humankind. This solitude through which we go as I. And it culminates, it shows the human heart how selfish it can be and how self-destructive it is. Culminating in not just personal self-destruction, but global it culminates in the dropping of the atomic bomb. That's where the point of it goes. This is 50 years ago, where it was much more prevalent in our minds, the use of atomic weapons, et cetera, et cetera. It was just very recent, all things being equal, about 15 years, 20 at the most, you see. I was only in my own late 20s when this, late 27, 28 years old. These kids were only 3 or 4, what were they? 7, 8 years younger than me at the most, okay? We were part of a similar generation, a post-Second World War generation, and the horrors of the Second World War were evident to us. We've also gone into Korea and now Vietnam. Our lives, the people who were born in the 40s, our lives were marked by the story of violence, international horror, Second World War, the Korean War, Vietnam War, Lord, the wars in the Middle East. This is just the truth, you see. And I think for me, because this was the film we were showing, this solitude through which we go as I, was paramount to this text. And that is, this text offers the antithesis of it. He who loses his life will find it. He who sacrifices will find it. He who grabs will lose. And well, these kids, I hope, never had to face the horror of war. I don't know if they ever did. They went into the service, I don't know. Never heard from them or saw them again. That was 50-something years ago. But what I thought of is that is the truth in any human relationships. If you go into a marriage and ask what's in it for me, I guarantee you'll get nothing. You'll get nothing. She or he will eventually walk away because you have starved them. You've taken but not given. I learned lessons when I did all these not so much high school and college retreats, when I did adult retreats, and I did a hell of a lot of them. Holy moly, we were busy. a lot. And I've done a lot of counseling over the years, and I had an expression that I made, and I think it comes from, he who seeks to save his life will lose it. Who's out for himself will lose it. And I think the loneliest place in the world can be a marriage bed with strangers lying together. Strangers. Even when there's sex. Often it's experienced as exploitive. Manipulative or exploitive. I remember a guy saying to me once, well, we make love, but she's just using me. Oh, Lord. Something like that. I don't know where I heard that, but I did hear it. It's sad. That's over a 50-year period of walking with people in life. It's sad. Yeah. It's sad. But it comes from the selfishness of the heart. It comes from the selfishness of the heart. You can see it in children, the need, how difficult to teach them how to love generously, even their own sibs. Am I right? And in school and all the rest, to see the other person is worthy of your love, worthy of your care. That's the truth. If you ask, and if I beat this to death, I'm sorry, but if you ask the question, what's in it for me, you're already going to get the answer that is self-destructive. Nothing. What's in it for you? Yourself. Yourself alone. And if you're asking that in the context of other people, they will walk away from you. If not physically, they will emotionally and morally and spiritually. Because you're a contagion. That's just, anyone in the racket that I'm in, I don't mean the teaching racket, but the pastoral racket, knows what I'm saying is true. Because in so many ways, we are a partner to the trauma. And we see the loneliness. Where would you come up with an expression like the loneliest place in the world can be the marriage bed? Where do you get that stuff from? Do you think you get that from a book? It's because you hear the tears of people, of the tears and the loneliness of people who should not, in that sense, be lonely. Yeah. Nobody lies in the confessional. Nobody lies when they're talking to the priest, the minister. There are no lies. There's only the truth. And sometimes the truth is so tough. It's so sad. It's so lonesomely bad. See? Yeah. If you want to save your life, you have to give it. And the great paradox is, if you give your life, you have it in spades. It's even those of us who are not married and who had a vocation that called us away from marriage, okay? But even there, I have to say, I've had more love in my life, more companionship than I could have ever asked for, could ever dreamt of. It's the truth. He who gives his life will gain it. Boy, if that isn't true of me, I don't know. When I die, the one thing I can never do is complain about my life, complain that I didn't get enough, that I was gypped. The hell I was. I got vastly more than I even gave. That's the truth. I have the only affect I can have when I die is gratitude to God and gratitude to the people His providence has given me to love me and walk with me in life. My fellow patrons, my friends, the parish, the university, people who walked with me in this great, great desert. I've had marvelous people, good and beautiful people who God gave me, and He still gives me. If they are alive, together. If they are not alive, then someday again in paradise. My aunt's words to me are consoling and powerful. Ci vediamo in paradiso. We will see and love each other again in paradise. And that's the truth. The great gift of God is love itself.